Okay, I've had a couple of interesting conversations the last couple of days with coaches on the phone, and I just wanted to do this just to kind of flesh it out. So this is for Justin and Shock. In my mind, technique is the way we do it. Okay, and way back when, I heard Mark Ferrante, who's a pretty damn good offensive line coach in his day. He's now the head coach of Villanova. He made a statement. He went up. I think it was during a national convention, and he said, "Coaches always use words. One of the words they use is leverage. What is leverage?" And then he went on to say that leverage is advantage, and that hit me right in the head because I always use leverage. I didn't know what it meant. And there it was, Mark Ferrante, still a head coach, very successful man. In my mind, what I said was advantage then determines technique. And this is how we develop the Apache, the stovepipe, and the match. Okay? But as the point of attack, okay, the read spot in our jargon goes, as it changes, these sections, these leverage sections change. So for example, C gap is butt of the tight end or ghost tight end. The stovepipe goes from the butt or crack to the crack of the guard. And in this area, we say that cover him up, the back's going to make you right as a blocker, excuse me. In the match area, if you have a man outside leverage, okay, you can match him, just get him to run or just match him because the back you've got leverage on him. Now, the touchy stuff was when you have to block a guy because of head count that you didn't have leverage on, and that's where we got into the accordion, okay, the dig technique, and that came later on in life. We used to wrong foot, but the dig technique, I think, is superior to that. Okay, stovepipe, again, we said cover them up, the back will make you right. Apache, we want to encircle defenders, okay, keep them from pursuing to the read spot. When you go to A-gap, okay, to the veer side, now I don't know, A-gap zone, some people say it's run to the right, some people say it's veer to the left. I don't know what it is. All I know is we try to run it at the butt of the center, even more in the A-gap. Okay, you take and transfer this down. This is the stovepipe from the butt of the center to the butt of the tackle. This guy is the single Apache. If you add people to it, it's another Apache. We try to either cut this right here with a a sniffer coming across, split zone, or we read him, or we Apache him. Okay. Here's the stovepipe. The back will make you right. And here's the match side. This is where we accordion. Okay, we figured out how to dig and take a step to our zone, but then come back with two hands and dig the man out. Okay, let's transpose this to the ubiquitous. I hope I spelled that properly. B block. Okay, and B block in the old days meant the backside combo between the guard and the tackle. Okay, if we're running C-gap zone, okay, these guys are the same guys blocking the same guys, but they're not blocking them the same way. Okay, so if we're running C-gap zone, we want to Apache this. We want this guard to move away from that man, okay, and give him access to Apache. We would run skip Apache or just straight arc Apache. Skip Apache was what we had the most success with, where he would initiate with a skip step, then encircle by turning his shoulders, lowering the shoulder, and keeping this man from pursuing. The guard would get out of the way initially, but he wouldn't leave. He wouldn't pierce. He'd stay on the line of scrimmage in case anything hit his gap from this side, from the C side, and then he would come back with either a long arm, what we call the Heisman, okay, and hold this off just to make sure that this man didn't escape this way, and then he'd work his way up. He'd gallop up to the backer, okay. Now going here to the A-gap, okay, A-gap, same guys blocking the same guys, but now we need punch, okay. Here we just don't want these people to pursue. Here we need punch. So what we've gone to is the shoulder roll, okay, and the slide step. I kind of remembered the slide step. We were doing the gator step. And the slide step, remember, you have your stance. You're probably in that type of a stance. And the slide step means you might have to give some ground, but not real deep. Okay, it's not a shuffle. And what you're going to do is, if you're shuffling off here, it's at least 2 steps before you put the brakes on to make contact. Here, it's 1 step and then become the rock and just erect a roadblock, and you are going to skip but cover because you're in the stovepipe now, okay? Remember, you're in the stovepipe, okay? You're going to cover this guy up. And, of course, if he plays too hard on the guard, it'll turn into a hay bale. If he spikes, the guard will just grab him and the tackle will work up. But these two are blocking these two are blocking these two, but they're not blocking them the same way. That's basically the concept of leverage is advantage, and advantage determines technique, okay? Same guys blocking the same guys, but the leverage determines how, because they can't block him the same way. They can't block them the same way, okay? I hope that explains it, and we'll go from there.